So tonight we have another special guest who is here with us. I mentioned that last year we awarded 3 organizations to the tune of just over $100,000. We have one of those organizations with us here tonight, which is Project Will. So we have the founder and board president of Project Will, Janine Coleman, and the interim director, Kennedy King, who pitched last year. So we're going to take some time to catch up with them to learn a little bit about the work that they've been doing since they were at Propel last year, and more about the wonderful work that they're doing in the community. All right. So if you guys would join me, that'd be awesome. And I will grab 2 more microphones. So we're grabbing microphones. What I'll do here first is I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself. So Janine, if you want to go ahead and take a moment and introduce yourself.
Good evening. I'm Janine Coleman, founder and board member of Project Will. I'm no longer the board president, but I actually still on the board. Hello. Hi, my name is Kennedy King. I am acting as the program manager right now for our Links program.
Wonderful. Janine, can you start by telling us a little bit about how Project Will began?
How Project Will began. Project Will was actually founded in honor of my father. His name was Willie Spivey. And he was one that work was very, very important to him. And he experienced a lot of transitions in his life. And I was actually working as a social worker, working with individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and worked with a lot of families that just didn't know what they were going to do after their children transitioned out of high school. And so that is how Project Will was birthed. It was birthed to give choice to families that otherwise didn't have choices, but particularly those people of color that didn't realize these resources were available after high school.
What year was Project Will begin?
It started in 2019.
In 2019. So relatively still a young organization. Great, on the rise. Now, Kennedy, you pitched last year here at Propel. Can you tell us a little bit about how you felt coming into Propel last year?
Sure. So when I found out about it, I kind of just got an email saying, "Hey, we're applying for this pitch contest. You're doing the pitch." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, let's get started." I actually was fortunate enough. You guys provided us with pitch mentors. Y'all helped me a lot, a lot, a lot. Um, it was kind of simple to talk about. It's my whole life right now. I'm pretty young coming in. I kept hearing CEO and executive director, and I was like, I just work here. I'm not I wasn't in leadership at the time, but I felt comfortable coming in. Yeah.
You really did an excellent job. I remember you opened last year with a Jonah Hill quote, right? Do you remember what the quote was?
Yes, it's one of my favorite quotes. Black people aren't aggressive, they're expressive.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that. And I remember it was interesting because we heard an Al Bundy quote in reference and a Jonah Hill quote in the same night, which you don't often get that in the same day. So do you want to tell us a little bit about what you actually pitched?
Okay, so I pitched the program Project Will. I talked about the disparities between white communities and black communities. Um, Working at the program, you can literally see it. It's a little jarring at first. When I first started working there was massive amounts of Caucasian individuals who were being recommended, and they had all the services. They had the service coordinators. They had the BCs. They had a BC is behavior consultant or behavior specialist. They had all of these things along with a supportive family who were trying to learn themselves what they were going through. Our black members did not have that same support. A lot of them, it was just them. And they had graduated high school and had been homeless, and the stories were just starkly different. And that's what I pitched. That's what I was focused on pitching. There is a massive information shortage in the Black community about people with disabilities, widespread, period. And that was my point, the whole pitch.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you may have identified that 2 situations, right? two situations. I could do it for you. You want to do it? I can say it. I think it was that there's a situation where a young man, a young white boy at maybe the age of 2.
He was diagnosed. He got his services. He had his services all throughout elementary, middle, and high school, even after high school. Um, the black member, he got diagnosed when he was 16, didn't receive services until 18 after high school, came to us at 22, I believe. So, yeah.
Just how important that is. You gave a lot of great and relevant data, which I thought really helped your case. Um, can you tell us, how did you feel after you wrapped up your pitch? Did you think you had a chance? Like, for where these 7 organizations that pitched tonight, when you were standing in their shoes, did you think Project Will's name was going to be called?
Yes. I'm a very confident person. 2, I truly, truly believe in this mission more, especially after working there. I can see how many people I encounter on a daily basis that probably have an intellectual or cognitive disability and just don't know. White, black, it doesn't matter. They just don't know. They don't have the awareness, the knowledge. Actually, April is Autism Awareness Month and Acceptance Month. And we did a service project and people like not regrettingly, but hesitant to take. We made puzzles that our members made puzzles by hand, and the reactions to them is ridiculous. But yes, I was very confident coming in because I knew it was something new and innovative, and that was the whole point. So yeah.
Janine, what do you remember about after she concluded and wrapped up her pitch that night?
What I remember was just the passion that she showed, and it was just amazing. The people that were there in the audience, I think everyone was like listening, like sitting on their seat, because I do think it was innovative. The fact I think she pitched against several people, not to say that the programs were not impactful to the community, but there was no other pitch like hers, or the information. She provided a lot of statistics, and I think that was what was really important last year. And we also had someone in the audience that contacted us after that, provided us additional funding, and so it was awesome.
Good. Yeah, I remember. I think you went last, right?
I did.
Yeah, the confidence that she had, you brought everything with you. So really proud. So tell us a little bit about where the project is today and what's happening currently with the organization.
Okay, so Project Will is still up and running. Links, our first program and still currently our only program, is still running. We have added additional host sites, and that's the biggest thing. The biggest barriers, which was one of the questions I got from the judges last year, is the community's buy-in. So we got a little bit more community buy-in this year, so I'm very excited about that. I'm excited about our new partners, our members getting jobs. A lot of our members working at those volunteer host sites the host sites have came back and said their work ethic is great. We'd like to hire them. So that's a really big thing that I'm excited about that's going on right now.
Good. So maybe Janine, what's next for the organization?
So what's next now is we're starting to look at the intersectionality, not only of race and individuals with disabilities, but also justice involvement. I think one of the biggest barriers and concerns in our community is that people don't understand the difference between mental health and those with intellectual or cognitive disabilities. So we are running into quite a bit of resistance and, just like she said, unawareness. And so I've actually reached out to a national advocacy organization, the ARC. And so they are actually looking at Indiana and looking at, particularly at Indianapolis, to come and look at the systemic problems within our community of why, this continues to be an issue.
Good. So I think I would do you a disservice if I didn't ask this last question, right? And so the last question is, how can people support Project Will and the wonderful work that it's doing with those who may be neurodiverse?
So I would say one is talking with people that may be eligible for our services and letting them know that that we're here and that we exist, letting individuals know that it's a culturally competent program. So there are other programs that do exist, but none that are as culturally competent as we are. This is the biggest thing, is letting other nonprofit organizations know that we have capable individuals that are looking for opportunities to volunteer, and those volunteer opportunities lead to workforce opportunities. And so really, and also employers that may have entry level positions that they are having a difficult time filling, it would be great if they could consider Project Will as potential a workforce or talent pool that they have not tapped into.
So you heard that. If you're an employer and you also have, if you're an employer and you could have a workforce need, Project Will does have those who are in need of workforce opportunities. So one thing you did not mention is that you have a website.
Yes.
projectwill.org. Yes, please go to the website. There are links to the application. Just contact us forms if you're an employer or a nonprofit. What am I missing?
I think you're also missing that people may be able to donate at the website.
Yes, people are able to donate on the website. Yes.
So I hope that you will consider supporting a wonderful organization like Project Will, who's doing great work in our community. These organizations need not only your support in terms of your zeal and enthusiasm, but with resources as well. So there's a number of ways that you can partner. We always like to say that you can donate with your time, you can donate with your treasure, or you can also do it with your talent. So please give a wonderful round of applause for Janine and Kennedy and the work that they do. Appreciate that. Awesome.